you've been hoping to get your hands on one of the beautifully styled Sony Xperia phones, but can't quite afford the top-end Z2, cast your eyes over the much more affordable Xperia M2. Like the Z range, the M2 has an all-glass front and back, has curved edges, a dedicated camera button, and the same silvery power button on the side. It doesn't have the aluminium edge of a Z2, but it's very similar to the older Xperia Z. This purple colour won't be to everyone's taste, but it definitely stands out from the crowd. Unlike the Xperia Z phones, the M2 isn't waterproof, even though some of its ports are covered by a plastic flap. If you introduce this guy to water, you'll just be left with a wet, expensive, functionally useless piece of glass and plastic. The 4.8-inch display has a 960 by 540 pixel resolution, which is very disappointing as it's far below the Full HD of its siblings and lower even than the considerably cheaper Motorola Moto G. Icons, text and images all lack the clarity you'd find on higher resolution panels, although its brightness and colour reproduction aren't bad. It's running on the now really rather old Android Jelly Bean, another big disappointment from this phone. Sony has heavily skinned the interface so it looks aesthetically identical to the Xperia Z2, but even so there's no excuse for such old software on board, even with an affordable price tag. Powering the phone is a 1.2 GHz processor, it's the same chip you'll find in the Moto G. Didn't exactly blow me away with its performance, but it's at least capable of handling everyday tasks like Twitter, Facebook and Instagram without much trouble. Gaming was playable, but the frame rates dropped in more tense moments, so it won't keep dedicated mobile gamers happy. Around the back is an 8-megapixel camera, which although a big step down from the 20-megapixel camera in the Z1 and Z2, it is capable of capturing some decent Facebook snaps, so long as you're in good light. Although the Sony Xperia M2 has a more affordable price than its flagship sibling, and its glass design looks pretty good, it's far from perfect. Its low-resolution display seriously lets it down, as does its outdated version of Android. For not much more money, you can pick up the older Xperia Z, which has a better camera, a Full HD screen, and it's waterproof. Alternatively, save yourself a packet and go for the Motorola Moto G. I'm Andrew Hoyle for CNET, and this is the Sony Xperia M2.